Welcome to C-Fan Sports, the sports show that's dedicated to the Seattle sports fan. This is Dave, and this is Kevin, and this is Seahawks Weekly. Before we jump into a little bit of a real not fun episode to talk about, make sure that you guys subscribe if you're new here, turn on your notification bell, give thumbs up, thumbs down, and make sure you leave comments in the comment section down below telling us your suggestions on how the Seattle Seahawks can get out of the cellar of the NFC West. All right, Kevin, 17-0.
Goose egg.
Big goose egg. A lot of people want to blame the officiating, which I can't blame them. There were some bad calls.
Yep.
Some phantom holdings, some fumbles that should have been there. And there's just a lot of things. And Pete Carroll can't get the challenge flag out of his pocket. And there's a lot of things that went wrong that way. But the simple fact is, Kevin, is the Seahawks did not show up in Green Bay to play that game on the offensive side of the ball.
Correct.
The defensive side of the ball held them to 3 points going into the fourth quarter. If somebody would have told me, Dave, we're going to hold them to 3 points going into the fourth quarter, I would have felt pretty confident about that game. But alas, not so much. Kevin, what did you see on Sunday?
I saw just a nightmare performance. I mean, I get it. Russell was definitely not Russell. Still coming back from the injury. He didn't look 100% to me. Somebody said that Geno would have been better out there. I don't think so. I think it wouldn't have mattered. We couldn't move the ball. And, unfortunately, they played a good game. They were physical. They got into the receivers' heads, DK Metcalf especially. It was a good game for Green Bay. I thought our defense played phenomenal. Unfortunately, being on, all the way to the fourth quarter. In my opinion, the only reason that they allowed that many points in the fourth quarter is because they were on the field.
Time of possession. Yep.
So long. You can't continue to get beat up. They were tired. You could see it. And I think if our offense could have been on the field for another 5 minutes, 7 minutes, it would have made a difference in this game. So hats off to the defense. I thought they played very well.
All right. So I don't have a lot more analysis that I want to do on that game. It was not fun to watch the first time, even worse to watch the second time. I just like to put that game in a rearview mirror, chalk it up to a learning experience, and move forward to the Arizona Cardinals, who has had our number in Lumen Field, Kevin.
I do have one thing to say about the last game.
Okay. Hey, go ahead.
Trey Brown. That's all I need to say. And now we can move on. I'm loving me some Trey Brown. All right. So moving on to the Arizona Cardinals, Kevin, I am looking forward to getting the bad taste out of our mouth of this last game. Yes.
And a hobbled Kyler Murray, a no DeAndre Hopkins, a hobbled Chandler Jones, maybe no Budda Baker. I like this team coming in at this particular time right now. Kevin, do you have any quick thoughts on the Arizona Cardinals going into this game?
Yeah, I mean, we both know that Kyler's going to play. I mean, he says he is, and he's close, but he is going to be hobbled. The Arizona defense kind of scares me a little bit. They are ranked number 4. I'm not sure how the numbers work because they're number 5 in yards allowed per passing yards allowed per game at 206. They're number 14 in, yards allowed per rushing. So I don't know how they ended up at number 4. I guess my math doesn't equal to what everybody else's math does. They are 7th in sacks. It's a good defense. And, luckily we might have caught him at the right time and we could actually play very well this game.
Well, okay. So you worry about the defense. Kevin, tell us which of the Seattle offensive starters are going to torch them and your X factor for the Seattle Seahawks.
I'm going to go with DK Metcalf. And the reason why is he's saying all the right things, that he is supposed to be a role model on this team and a leader, and he keeps letting people get in his head and doing stupid stuff. So I think DK is going to have a monster game.
Okay. So Kevin saying monster game for DK Metcalf.
Mm-hmm.
I've had such a great track record as of late as far as my picks. In fact, the 2 picks I made last week, neither one of them played. So I've called D. Eskridge's number several times, and he hasn't made it to the field, and he got flipped over this last week. So I'm going to go completely crazy again, because that's just what I do.
Yep.
And I'm going to say, Kevin, our running back, the much maligned Rashard Penny. Kevin, I think that what?
Rashard Penny?
Rashard Penny. And Kevin, here's my reasoning why. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that they're going to put him out there. They're going to try to put Russ under center and let him run downhill. Like, they're not going to have him in the shotgun where he's got lined up to the right. I think they're going to have him directly behind him and see if he can use that speed against this defense. I mean, that is the one thing that they have been more susceptible to, is the rush. Is rushing. So, I think Alex Collins and hopefully Rashard Penny gets out of the doghouse and has a big day. So
I think he's gonna be a healthy scratch again, but that's okay. So
another healthy scratch. But you know what, Kevin? I'm liking to keep my streak alive.
That's true.
I know, right? All right, Kevin, let's flip to that defensive side of the ball. Since I let you go first, I'm gonna give my defensive player, my X factor, Kevin. I like this week the shoe chucker, one Mr. Carlos Dunlap. I think he's going to be angry that he cost us that penalty, and he's going to come out like a house on fire, and he's going to try to take little Kyler Murray's head off. That is my defensive player. Kevin, who is your defensive player of the week?
I'm going to go with Jordan Brooks. And he said some positive stuff this week too, that he actually was going to watch a lot of film on, a former Seahawk linebacker.
Not only did he say he was going to watch film, but he also said he was going to call him.
Yes. So I really believe that this is going to be a running game for Arizona, or a screen game, because we seem not to be able to stop the screen. So I think it's going to be an extremely big game for our linebackers, and Jordan Brooks is going to have a monster game as well.
Well, Kevin, I hope that we're both right. I hope that our Seahawks can come out and do a little vindication. Kevin, do you have any final words on this game?
Nope.
Man of many words for the people here tonight. All right, Kevin, let's go ahead and go over our scores. What do you think the score is going to be this week?
I'm going Seattle 24, Arizona 21.
All right. I'm saying 31-30. Seattle comes out on top by a singular point.
Wow.
Kevin, I only have 2 words for them. What are they, Kev?
Go Hawks.